Hello everyone. This right here is the Zoom 75 special edition in white colorway. All right. It's been a week since I built this keyboard, and to tell you guys honestly, it's been a week of full ecstasy and delight. This is a really good keyboard. Let me start by saying that this is probably an end game keyboard clothed in a budget, quote unquote, budget mid range package. This keyboard is so good that my itch for the 75% layout has been completely gone ever since I started using this keyboard. For the longest time since last year, I've been wanting to find that endgame 75%, to which the candidate were the Mode Sonnet, and primarily the QK75. I got myself into the group buy of the QK75. The Mode Sonnet, I really love the design, but I didn't jump into that because the shipping cost was too high for where I am here in the Philippines. Then Zion Studios came in this year announcing that they would be hosting Mode group buys as well. So I was like, all right, this is the time to get a Mode Sonnet. And then this thing came. And by God, all of my itch for the Sonnet, for the QK75, completely relieved by this beautiful thing right here. All right. So this is not going to be an unboxing review. This is not going to be the build guide. This is not going to be a detailed review of what the packages for Zoom would be, because a lot of content creators have already done that. You have local and international creators who can tell you all the details that you want to know. All right. And plus, of course, you can always visit the Zoom Meletrix website for that. What I do want to focus in this review is the experience, my personal experience, and why I am so happy and so delighted with the Zoom 75. All right. In this video, we will be discussing three main things. Number one is the premium experience of this keyboard. Number two, what has changed from the Zoom 65 that I have reviewed extensively as well, and the predecessors of the Zoom lineup from Meletrix and Wuche Studios. And number three, my final thoughts and why I think this keyboard, honestly, it's an endgame keyboard. All right, so let's get into it. All right. This keyboard screams premium experience from start to finish. The moment that you get the package with that very uniquely designed cute box logo, it's really a premium experience. The casing of the keyboard that comes with the kit, boy oh boy, I love it. I love the design. This wavy anime thing going on right here. Very, very good. All right. And although, yes, please do take note that this is not standard with the base kit. You do have to add some extra bucks if you want to get this packaging, but I do think it's worth it. If you're into deep in this hobby and you like the design, then by all means, go click that additional $20 or so, if I'm not mistaken, because it's really good. It's really good. It's not just a carrying case. It's not just a box. It screams unique. It screams premium artisan style box, whatever you have it right there. Really good. All right. I love the layout inside the box. I love the packaging. Everything from opening those small boxes that contains the LCD, the badges, the knobs, up to digging into the details in the package. It's really a premium experience. It's like digging into our lab keyboards, digging into more expensive keyboards, and you'd always ask yourself why. Why is this price as such? Why is it marketed and priced as a budget board? Very, very good. And now let's dive into the special edition. So this is the special edition in E-White. I love the finish. Really, really good. It's perfect. The front finishing, the bottom mirror finishing, the Zoom logo in the back. Really, nothing to complain. But what screams out the most for the Zoom 75 Special Edition is this cute logo over here and the very subtle yet defining gold accent lines around the keys. So you have it all around here and you see it better on certain angles and lighting condition. It's simply drool worthy. I love it. I really love it. So those kind of accents you don't usually see in budget keyboards. The QK65, the Jerry's, the Zoom 65, all of those would usually have a plain looking top view. And although, yes, there are a lot of designs, a lot of premiumness on the back portion of those keyboards, none of them would be this good of looking from the top. And I think that alone makes the special edition worth it. Do take note that the special edition is more expensive than your non-special essential edition options when you buy this keyboard. All right. So again, let me show you the back piece, which is a finger magnet. Isn't it gorgeous? Right. So this keyboard is gorgeous from all angles. All right. And although some doesn't like the design on the edges, the way the edges taper off, I'm not complaining. I love it. I love it. And of course, the most special part about this SE and the Zoom 75, we could not forget the LCD. All right, there are several options. There's a blocker, there's a knob, there's a badge, and there's an LCD. And of course, you would want to get this LCD with a very cute dog running right out of there. All right, so there are different functionality of this LCD. You can check your date, your time, typing speed, and so forth and so on. Unfortunately, the ones that we came here with the review unit doesn't have the software yet to fix those functions, but Meletrix told us that they will be fixing that soon with their own application. I tell you right here, right now, the resolution of the LCD and the colors and what you can do with it, really amazing, really amazing. At first I thought, well, I wouldn't be using that LCD. I touch type, I rarely glance down the keyboard, but the LCD is so good that from time to time I'd caught myself, oh, checking it out left to right. All right, so yeah, basically premium experience from start to finish, from unboxing it, from building it, and of course, boy oh boy, of course, from using it. So really, really, really love it. All right, let's go to my second point. Now let's go to my second point. What has changed from the Zoom 65 and the other predecessors? You have the TKL, okay, and I think this is the third lineup from Meletrix, sister company of the Wuche Studios. All right, number one is sound. All right, the Zoom 65, I tell you this, regardless of the configuration that I did with that keyboard, it sounded a bit weak. All right, it is because of the flex cuts. We all know that flex cuts everywhere, very bouncy typing feel, but the sound became so weak. All right, this one has solved that problem, and I don't know how they did it, because yes, I do know that you can get this keyboard with a non-flex cut PCB. All right, you can get this keyboard with a non-flex cut PCB. The one I got came in with the flex cut, and at first I thought, oh my god, bummer. All right, but after just taping those flex cuts, I was so shocked, because this keyboard sounded really good without foams. look at that sound. That is the stock configuration of the Zoom 75 with a single mod. Only taped the flex cut for this build, and boy oh boy, it sounds really nice. And you cannot simply tell that with the Zoom 65. I've tried the TKL several times, although not extensively, but I bet you guys that this is the best sounding Zoom ever. Alright? On another note, the Wuche Studio Brown switches really surprised me. Alright? They sent me over the WS Browns to try, and I was like, okay, I'll try it out. These are tactile switches, which are really good, sounds really good. Smooth out of the box. I didn't even need to relube them. Typing feel is very good. These are tactiles. I'm not a tactile guy, but I think this WS Brown has a double stage spring with a light tactile bump. I would say probably feels light tactile category to me, but it's so good. I really love it. I really love the WS Browns. Surprisingly good. And a few days ago, one of the members of the community wanted to ask if I'll be selling the WS Browns because he really loved the experience as well. It's not locally available here in the Philippines, and I told them I'm really sorry, but I'm enjoying it as well. I might not sell the WS Browns. I might not dispose of it anytime soon. I think this is going to be one of my personal switches that I would rotate often. So that's how good the WS Browns are. Do consider the WS Browns if you're into tactiles. Really, really good. This keyboard, foamless, sounds better than the Zoom 65 with all the foams. It's almost as loud, but it sounds cleaner, it sounds better and more pleasant to my ears than the Zoom 65 with all the foams in it. Alright? This unit sounds so good that I've been using it without any foams for the longest time. And lately, I've tried using it with just the plate foam, and boy oh boy, it's really good. It's so good that I don't even want to use the PE foam on this unit. Alright, we've mentioned aesthetics, so I wouldn't dwell into that. This looks 100% more gorgeous than the Zoom 65. Again, we're talking about here the special edition, plus the LCD really looks perfect for my taste. Alright, the build experience is also way better. Alright, but there are pros and cons as compared to the Zoom 65. I do believe that this is an easier keyboard to build because they went away with the design of having the screws access through the top of the keyboard. I really hate that because you have to remove some keycaps, some switches. They went here with the more traditional designs of the keyboards that you would have, which is accessing the screws through the back of the keyboard and hiding it with the rubber feet. And I do love that. It's much easier to remove those screws and then disassemble the top and the bottom case to access the PCB plate assembly and sandwich. So the only thing that I found was a bit more difficult to do was to connect the cable of the LCD from the LCD to the PCB. So there is a video describing that from Wuche, which I will show here. So please do take note when assembling this keyboard. This is the only part of the tutorial that I'll be showing you because it's very important. It makes your life very easy if you know how to connect that cable. So there you have it. All right. So what else has changed? The typing feel and the typing experience, I do believe, also has significantly improved from its predecessors. And though we have the flex cuts everywhere and anywhere in this keyboard. Yes, we do have that bouncy typing feel, typical and traditional of the Meletrix Zoom lineup. I feel that the design of this keyboard makes it so that the typing feel is not quote unquote bitin. That's a Tagalog word. Bitin means that for my Zoom 65, the experience is that it bottoms out too early. The Zoom 65 felt that when typing, the PCB hits the lowercase too early, making that feeling of being short of a play. It's bouncy, but it's not that pleasant. You hit the bottom out too early than expected. And that resulted in some problems, not just with the typing feel, but also with the sound. I felt that the Zoom 65 had an even sound profile, especially on the areas where the PCB is bottoming out too early. For some reason, this keyboard, the 75, has fixed that issue. So the typing is pleasant and bouncy. It doesn't bottom out too early, and the sound is really good. All right. And lastly, the stabilizers. Boy, oh boy, these stabilizers are really amazing. Clackbait said that you don't even have to tune the stabilizers. I didn't believe him at first, but yes, they are good. So these are the Wuche V3 stabilizers. If you look into the design, it looks like it has already been micropore modded. So that is what we Filipinos do here, where we wrapped a piece of micropore onto the wires. So here, I'm not sure what material they use, but you would see that the edges of the wires going into the stabilizer housing, they were wrapped in some sort of wrapping, which I think eliminates rattle and clearances. All right, and I've assembled this keyboard without doing any modifications on the stabilizers, except for the spacebar, because the unit that I got had a very warped wire, so I balanced the wire. And lo and behold, it's really good. No rattling, very even sound profile. I love it. Okay, do take note that Meletrix told us that they are not yet sure as of the moment which set of stabilizers they will be sending out for the official mass production release. But let's all pray that they send you out this one, because this V3 stabilizers are really, really good. All right. Final thoughts and conclusion. This keyboard is so good. Wuche Studio and Meletrix has done it again. And let me tell you that this is going to stay for a very long time. And I'm putting it in the line of my favorite keyboards, which are the Mr. Suit, the Owlab Spring, and the Jerry's 65. This keyboard is good inside and out. Premium experience in building this keyboard. Types so good, sounds so good without the foam. This thing does well with no foam, with many foams, with all the foams. That's how good this keyboard is. And again, from a guy who doesn't prioritize aesthetics in my keyboard, again, I am just simply falling in love with the design, with that golden logo, with that accent here and there, and of course, this gorgeous LCD screen that you have here. It's a keeper. It's an endgame keyboard. All right? The only thing that's keeping this keyboard to get that endgame status would probably because it's quote-unquote mass-produced and the price tag. Which I honestly think is very good for 2023 because, guys, let's be honest. A year or two ago, keyboards like this wouldn't be affordable to many people. Right now, Meletrix is making these kinds of keyboard accessible to a lot of people. Not all. It's still very expensive for the keyboard. All right? For a keyboard, still very expensive. But because of companies like this, because of keyboards like this, more and more people would get to experience that end game experience, that premium experience. And for that, I thank you, Meletrix. I thank you, Wuche Studios. It's really good. It's really good. All right. Thank you guys for watching. This is Talkie Doki. Thank you for supporting the channel. We're hitting 4,000 subscribers soon. Hope I can do this more and more as life is getting very busy nowadays. As you've noticed, my video upload has been decreasing. But yeah, it's not in the number of the videos. It's, I think, hopefully, it's in the quality of the content that I'm putting out there. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thank you, Wuche, for sending us this review unit. Really love it. Nothing bad I can say about this keyboard. That's how good it is. Alright? Although yes, at the end of the day, it's all subjective. These are just my thoughts and opinions. You may feel free to agree or disagree. Alright?